And here comes 255-pound Mark Kerr, a former Division I NCAA champion at Syracuse University. Mark Kerr, second in the 95 Pan Am Games. He's a World Cup wrestling champion. He says his sport has taught him to handle fear. In his octagon debut, the Smashing Machine believes the psychological edge is his.
I say it's like the difference between a flashlight and a laser beam. You know, a flashlight just spreads out all over the room, and a laser beam's really focused. So you need to take all your emotions and everything, kind of pinpoint them like a laser beam, and really be concentrated on what you're doing. Because if you don't have them in check and you let fear or anxiety get the better of you, it just zaps you.
Máquina de Bater, the Smashing Machine.
Well, the Brazilians nicknamed him that after his Vale Tudo performance, in which defeated several good UFC people like Paul Varlins and Fabio Gurgel. And Kerr, tremendous wrestler, great ground skills. He was an NCAA champion. He was an elite international wrestler for the United States. Look for him to try to bring it down to the ground.
His opponent is Moti Horenstein, whose discipline is survival, the 96 and 97 Team USA Shidokan champion in the heavyweight division. First place at the Masoyama International Tournament in 95 in Rochester. He served 3 years in the Israeli military, worked with the Special Forces, and he taught self-defense. Started martial arts at the age of 5. Karate champion Moti Horenstein faced a then unknown wrestler named Mark Coleman in both fighters' first trip to the octagon. Horenstein says he's now ready to beat the wrestler.
After your first time, you're comfortable in this fight. So it was my first time with Coleman, and I felt kind of okay in the fight, but not really. I was all exciting about it and everything. This time I'm coming, I'm relaxed more. I work harder on the ground, and I'm really ready for anything.
And Jeff, whatever the competition in freestyle martial arts, this man is always there as a quality challenger.
Oh, without a doubt. His background is in karate, but he calls his style survival. He's an excellent kicker, great striking ability, good puncher, but once again, against the master grappler, he's had a problem on the ground, and that's where Coleman beat him. Look for Kerr to try to apply that same strategy, but the difference is Horenstein now has the experience of the octagon, and we've seen what experience does for a fighter.
Tale of the tape for this first heavyweight semifinal. Horenstein, 3 years older than Kerr. Kerr is the heavier of the two fighters, and we've had differentials in his weight of up to 30 pounds. Michael Buffer will do the formal introduction. I'm sorry, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the big men as we begin our heavyweight tournament. Standing to my left, he's the winner of the 1994 World Cup Wrestling Championship, the winner of the Men's Freestyle National Championship, an NCAA Division I champion. He stands 6'1" and weighs in at 255 pounds. He's fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona. Please welcome in his octagon debut, Mark Kerr. And his opponent, hailing from Ra'anana, Israel, and fighting out of Spring Valley, New York. He's the winner of the 1996 and 1997 Shidokan Heavyweight Championship, the former kickboxing champion of Israel. He is also a winner of the Masoyama International Tournament. Please welcome at 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighing in at 217 pounds, Moti Horenstein.
So can Horenstein survive against Mark Kerr? Big John McCarthy, third man in the octagon.
Are you ready?
Working his 14th UFC.
Well, here we go. Horenstein, also a Shidokan champion of America in 96 and 97. He stayed active. I'm sure he took the lessons from the Mark Coleman match and came back more prepared. But he said Coleman schooled him. He felt like he was in kindergarten out there because he was caught up in the event, not in the fighting.
And he's got a great kick, an axe kick, which can be deadly if he can score. But
fast double leg, closed that distance rapidly, sees the legs, and is now past the guard to the side. His one leg is still hung up. Now he's got it out. He's clear to the side.
He's got the side mount, and this is where Mark Kerr excels on the mat. 97 World Vale Tudo champion in Sao Paulo, Brazil. He beat Paul Varlins, among others, in that tournament. There's a knee. Oh, a couple of big knees. And a couple of right hands.
Horenstein wants to stay in the guard.
It's a powerful Mark Kerr.
Well, I have no doubt who's the most powerful athlete here. Kerr certainly has the size, and if you look at the muscle piled onto that body, certainly the power.
Okay, stay like this, stay like this.
Horenstein, to his credit, was launching some good knees into Kerr's side. That's when Kerr erupted, and some knees of his own.
And he was fortunate to roll onto his side rather than onto his back. We've seen that be very negative throughout the UFC. Let's listen into the corner. And Kerr with a right hand and another right hand.
Oh, Horenstein's in trouble here. Took some punishment there. He's unable to stop Kerr. He's not hanging on to Kerr's head to try to keep the grappler from raising up and then striking.
Kerr is managed and trained by Mark Coleman, and he's showing a lot of Coleman. Boy, he can punch. Again, a couple of blows, and McCarthy steps in because Moti Horenstein was basically defenseless.
The ground and pound attack of the grappler overwhelmed the striker, Moti Horenstein. Kerr, tremendous double leg takedown, some good knees, and then once he got to that mount position, Horenstein had no way of stopping the punches from coming in.
At 2 minutes and 23 seconds, Mark Kerr!
I'll tell you, Jeff, he showed some pretty good punching skills, much more than when Mark Coleman first entered the octagon.
Oh, I really believe that Mark Kerr believes that to be a great fighter, you have to be well-rounded in all skills. Coleman, the elite wrestler, still competing or still wanting to compete in wrestling, has kept to his discipline, but he too has showed signs that he wants to open up and learn some submission and some more striking.
Well, he's been touted as Mark Coleman plus. Coleman's skills and ferocity coupled with good leg kicks and terrific submissions.
Well, he certainly can close the distance with a double leg takedown. Look at how fast he's in there. Good head position. Moti had no time to go to a guillotine choke, even though Kerr's head appeared to be vulnerable for a second there. But then once on his back, he wasn't able to keep Kerr from raising up, getting space to launch those kinds of strikes. And despite his efforts gallantly to avoid the strikes, Kerr was able to just keep raining him down, and there, the honor after the fight.
So another wrestler that does extremely well, Joe Rogan with Mark Kerr.
I'm here live with Mark Kerr. Mark, congratulations. Looks like you took your time in the beginning in a beautiful double leg, and then from there it was all you.
Yeah, I just, going out there, I knew I had to get him off his feet. So, getting down on the ground so I can control him. It's all good.
What did you think about him wearing a gi into the bout?
It's kind of confusing. I'm not sure why you'd do it, but, his discipline is sometimes he does wear a gi, so maybe he's a little more comfortable.
Well, congratulations on a very successful performance, and good luck in the finals.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Mark Kerr will be the first man heading to the octagon. Part of Mark Coleman's Hammer House. He's Coleman's training partner for this UFC.
Let's go, man. Let's go, baby.
He won a state championship in high school, an NCAA championship in college, and then the freestyle champion in 1994. Mark Kerr is confident that his acumen as a takedown artist and world-class grappler will be his secret to victory.
It's been most effective over and over again. If you look at a Don Fry, if you look at a Mark Coleman, a Dan Severn, have had all tremendous success in the UFC. Their game plan really doesn't stray that much. Don Fry's probably the only one who's really had the I don't know what you want to call it, but he stood up where he should have probably been on the ground, and he's paid the price for it. And I'm not out here to get, to see how tough I am on my feet. I'm out here to win the contest.
Mark Kerr, 255 pounds officially, and some have said he's as low as 225, but I have been told that it is 255 for tonight's action.
I can guarantee you, Bruce, he's weighing 250 pounds. I've seen Mark Kerr when he was down at 100 kilos as an amateur wrestler trying out for an Olympic team. He finished second alternate. He was the first alternate for the team, and this man is put together right now. He has really built himself up.
And he always says, I want to fight smart. Here comes his opponent from Cleveland, Ohio, and he's 55 pounds bigger. Daniel Bobish, the NCAA wrestling champion, Division III at Mount Union College in Alliance, Ohio. First NCAA champion from that school. And although a newcomer to the UFC, Bobish feels his freestyle fights in Brazil will help.
I think my fights in Brazil that I went to were more intense than the atmosphere it's going to have here. When you go to Brazil, you're sort of the fear of your life. You want to say 6,000 screaming Brazilians and you're only 4 Americans there. And they're all around the ring. Here, it's my territory.
So we've got over a quarter ton in the octagon. Here's the tail of the tape, Bobish and Kerr. Bobish has the size, Kerr 2 years older. How will this one play out? We'll know in a couple moments.
Well, I'm sure Bobish has seen Kerr wrestle in college. So these two know each other.
Bruce Buffer is standing by to tell us about our heavyweights.
Ladies and gentlemen, the UFC is truly international. We are pleased to have with us, all the way from the Republic of Kazakhstan, Mr. Bulat Bergaliev. We hope to someday take the UFC to Kazakhstan. Please welcome Mr. Bulat Bergaliev. And with him, the chairman of SCG Sports, Mr. Robert Meyerowitz. And now, this is the event that will determine the winner of the heavyweight tournament. Beginning with the fighter standing to my left. He's the winner of the 1994 World Cup Wrestling Champion. He's the winner of the men's freestyle national title and NCAA Division I champion. He stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall, and weighs in at 255 pounds. Fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mark Kerr. And his opponent, a 3-time All-American wrestler, a 1992 National Wrestling Champion, a shoot fighter fighting under the Bart Vale organization, standing 6'1" and weighing in at 310 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, from Cleveland, Ohio, Daniel
Heavyweight tournament final, UFC 14 showdown, Bobish and Kerr. McCarthy will start.
Go, the heavyweight championship.
Big question here is, can Kerr get a takedown without absorbing any attrition from Bobish's big punches?
A kick by Kerr.
And Kerr's measuring him. He's waiting for Bobish to rush him too quick, and he'll take a double. Those were some heavy kicks. Bobish in pretty good counter here, but Kerr, the superior grappler, gets the takedown.
He's got that single leg and he's working it. A knee to the head of Bobish.
Conditioning can be a huge factor here. Bobish designed more for sprint. He was a Cleveland Brown tryout cut from their final camp, but certainly was in the running towards being an NFL athlete.
And Bobish on his back momentarily realized he was in trouble, turned back.
Well, he's still in trouble. Kerr's not going to let him off his back. Kerr will keep him down.
Kerr in a side mount. Bobish chopping away at Kerr's head.
Which way out?
Kerr talks about smarts. Let's see if he employs it here. He said, I want to fight smart. I want to be able to defend myself or finish someone from any position.
Well, he's going to take his time. We saw this with Randy Couture in the last UFC. He's just going to wait it out, let the big man struggle, resist. And one thing about Bobic, as a wrestler, he doesn't like being on his back. It's instinctive not to be there.
Kerr showing good movement.
He jumped across to get more freedom of movement. Bobic readjusts, he's tapping out.
That's it. Now we've got a champion in Mark Kerr.
Stay right there. Stay right there, man. I understand. Stay right
A minute 38, the tap out.
Doctor coming in. Stay right there, man.
Bobic is shaken up. Kerr gets the title. In his first UFC, Mark Kerr, the NCAA Division I champion at Syracuse, where he beat Randy Couture in the final. Couture at Oklahoma State at the time. And Couture the champion, and right now the attention being given to Daniel Bobic. And the crack medical staff, Dr. Richard Istrigo, Dr. Stephen Goodman, attending to big Daniel Bobic.
He's up. There appears to be a problem around his left eye.
We have the winner of the heavyweight tournament. His name is Mark Kerr.
So Mark Kerr, in a minute 38, the tap out, and there's Bobic. He's squinting around that eye area, but he comes over before he left the octagon to congratulate his opponent.
Put that in my eye, too?
Whoa, look at Kerr flexing.
Mark Kerr is a monster. He has really physically developed into a solid 250-pounder with a wide range of skills, and he continues to be eager to learn.
Thanks, sorry.
He will be a threat at this heavyweight weight class.
And he said that his interest in freestyle martial arts began when he met Dan Severn. The two worked out together. And then he had a relationship with Mark Coleman, who he wrestled in high school and college, so he's been around some good ones. Jeff will look back.
Well, it was a double leg shot by Kerr, and Bobic, to his credit, did a pretty good job of countering, but Kerr, once he gets his hands on the leg, his technique and power came to bear. He circled off balancing Bobic, bringing him down. Once he got him on the ground, he looked for the mount. There in the middle there, he was sort of basing out, getting a feel, letting Bobic try to swing some wild punches that really weren't going to be any effective. And he was all this time calculating when to take a full mount, which he'll eventually do here. He tried to cross over to get more room to move because the fence was limiting him. Then he went to the full mount. And here he's just smothering Bobic, covering up tight over the face, trying to smother him. Bobic tapped out.
And Mark Kerr raises his arm in victory. An absolute monster, brutally powerful, world-class skills, and a smart approach.
And certainly willing to learn. Very unlike most wrestlers who've entered this, they stick with their discipline. Kerr looks to expand his skills.
Joe Rogan getting in position to talk to Mark Kerr. And we'll be checking with Joe shortly. So Kerr gives wrestling its second champion of the night. And Kerr has said that the top wrestlers are unbelievable athletes. They may not be better fighters than some of their opponents, but they are better athletes. Back to what we talked about earlier. Okay, Joe Rogan is in position. Let's go up to Joe.
Here with Mark Kerr. Mark, congratulations. A very impressive performance. Dominating victory and an unusual strategy. The world-class wrestler comes out kicking.
Yeah, I thought that I was going to have to do something for him that's a little unexpected. He's a big, powerful man, and I really hasn't to get a hold of him, but it worked out well.
Worked out fantastic. You train with Mark Coleman. What are your thoughts about, would you ever possibly meet him in the octagon?
Well, right now it's not even a thought. I'm getting my feet wet in here, and I'm just taking it one step at a time, and we'll see how things develop. We'll see what other fighters come out, and we'll go from there.
Well, congratulations. I know everybody's excited to see you again in the future.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. This is the only organization in the world to be fighting for right now.
Well, congratulations, and here's Art Davey with your medal ceremony.
Mark, you took Brazil by storm already, and tonight you burst onto the world stage with this impressive victory here at this UFC tournament. I know you're going to have a long and glorious career. On behalf of the UFA, I'm pleased to present you with this medal commemorating your great victory tonight. Congratulations, Mark.
Thank you, Art. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mark, you're just part of the great athletes that are coming into the UFC, and you are great athletes. It's a pleasure to have. You are the future of this great sport. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, and I appreciate it. Like I said, first class. First class. Yep.
Well, you're first class. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let me see your medal.
The UFC has been controversial, but beyond dispute, it's the forum the UFC has given to world-class wrestlers to show their stuff, popularize their sport, and earn some cash, Jeff.
And to my right, he's a freestyle wrestling champion and a World Cup champion. He is the winner of UFC 14's heavyweight tournament. He's 28 years old, stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall, and weighs in at 253 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mark the Smashing Machine Kerr! And when the action begins, our referee is Big John McCarthy.
Bruce. This should be a great fight. Stott's going to come right across the ring at Kerr. His style of fighting is let's get it on and punch. Kerr, a little more seasoned in NHB, and he's been in the octagon before.
So here we go. Mark Kerr quickly going after his opponent. Greg the Ranger stopped. The Ranger goes down.
One knee. That's one knee.
That is over. It is over. It was a knee. McCarthy saw him go down hard, and he quickly ended the bout. Oh, my.
You stay right there. Don't stay here. You stay right there. That's all right. You stay right there. You stay right there.
Wow.
Well, he made the mistake of ducking down when Kerr tried to go upper body wrestling with him, and Kerr just brought the knee up, dropped him, and you saw Kerr looked at Big John McCarthy before going after him anymore. He stopped right away. He knew he hit him well.
Wow.
1 second, we'll get you to the center and verify.
I was surprised. I thought Stott would come across and start to punch. Kerr came in, just a straight tie-up wrestling, and like a kickboxer, brought that knee up hard from the outside, caught him square.
Wow, what a delivery.
Did you see the legs go straight? He went right down. Kerr with a massive knee strike.
And Kerr backs off here. McCarthy comes running in, but Kerr does not throw any more blows anyway.
Oh, he knew it. You could tell. Kerr was looking at his head. He knew that Stott was basically out.
That was frightening. Kerr looks powerful. Stott is okay.
That could have been the fastest fight in UFC history. That was quick.
Bruce Buffer is standing by.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner at 19 seconds by knockout, Mark the Smashing Machine Kerr! Let's have a big hand for Greg Ranger Stott.
So Mark Kerr effectively, powerfully comes away with the W in 19 seconds, a KO. The ref stops the contest. The Smashing Machine well oiled and in good repair. Whoa. I used the word ferocious with Mark Coleman. I think you got to use it tonight here.
Well, they both kind of measured each other, and then all of a sudden it's Kerr who's going to come in, tie up with the head. And as he ties up with the head, you see Stott go ahead and put his head down. Once he put his head down, Kerr brought the leg up, brought the knee up, caught him flush in the face, and Stott's legs went stiff. He fell like a tree. Here it is from another angle here. Kerr reaching, trying to tie up the head. Very normal in wrestling. Once he does that, right here, you see Stott put his head down. Once that head's down, Kerr is free to bring that knee up, and he delivered it in ferocious fashion.
Let's go to Joe Rogan.
I'm here with Mark Kerr, the champion, with the fastest victory in UFC history at 19 seconds. How you feeling?
I feel pretty good. It's I didn't really know what to expect going out there, but I feel good.
Well, again, the world-class wrestler, you're showing your diversity with striking. Incredible knee, beautiful fight. How are you feeling now going into the finals?
I feel good. I didn't really expend a lot of energy. The nerves are down now, and now it's just focusing on the winner between Barreto and Dave Beneteau. I'm just really fortunate to be here, and I have to thank a lot of people, and I feel good. I feel good tonight.
Well, congratulations. I got to say it showed a lot of sportsmanship that you didn't hit the guy after that. That was really excellent of you, true champion, and good luck in the finals.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
His credentials are impressive. He won the '94 World Cup, 1994 Freestyle Wrestling National Champion, second in '95 at the World Team Trials, second at the Pan Am Games in '95, an NCAA championship, an undefeated record in the octagon. And he looks up to Mark Coleman in every way, shape, and form. Part of Mark's Hammer House for a couple of years here.
Well, the two are friends. They wrestled in the same weight class, and then Coleman really disappeared from the wrestling scene after Barcelona. And his loss to the World Team Trials and his second place finish in the Nationals was a guy named Kurt Angle, who was '95 World Champion and '96 Olympic Champion at 100 kilograms, 220 pounds.
He has been touted as Mark Coleman plus Coleman's skills and ferocity coupled with good leg kicks and terrific submissions. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final bout to determine the heavyweight champion of our elimination tournament. Dave Beneteau is unable to continue. Filling in for him after winning at 3 minutes and 43 seconds of his alternate bout. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and comes to us from Des Moines, Iowa. Weighing in at 215 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dwayne Kaysen! And the winner at 19 seconds of his first round. He is 28 years old and stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 253 pounds. Please welcome back Mark the Specimen Kerr!
Big John McCarthy, third man of the octagon. Mark Kerr, Dwayne Kaysen. This is the tournament final. Kaysen replacing Beneteau.
Are you ready? Let's get it on!
And we're off. Kerr quickly looking for a kick. Up on his toes pretty good. Did Kaysen ever expect to be here with Mark Kerr? Kerr picks him up and drops him quickly.
He had no choice with that. I mean, Kerr in a double leg takedown against that body size, he's going to win that every time. Now it'll be a matter of, does Kaysen have a good guard? Has a half guard right there. Kerr's in a mount. Kerr's got the full mount here.
Look out, Kerr landing right hands. And he's dangerous from this position. He's got such ferocity and such power in his gloves.
Oh, and he turned. He gave his back to Kerr. Look for that rear naked choke.
Look,
there it is. There it is. There it is.
He got him quickly. He turned and tapped. 54 seconds. And when the inexperienced Kaysen turned on his stomach, he was in trouble.
Well, people don't like to get hit in the head, and that's where Hoist Gracie really ruled the guard, in that he took those kinds of shots and would not give up his back. The instant Kaysen gave up his back, Kerr took advantage of it.
Let's go to Bruce Buffer with the official time.
Ladies and gentlemen, winner and UFC heavyweight elimination tournament champion, Mark the Specimen Kerr!
54 seconds. Kaysen was just outmatched, outclassed. He came in tonight looking to win an alternate bout. He did, but he was not expecting Mark Kerr. And Mark just made a beautiful move, and that was it.
Without a doubt, in this position, Kerr is going, again, he's looking for some kind of setup, a punch by Kaysen to go ahead, drop his hips, shoot a double leg takedown. And as that left hand came from Kaysen, Kerr's shot, he keeps the head in the middle and drives forward and drops him down. When he lands right here, you see a half guard. It is not a full guard, it's a half guard. And as they continue, he will pass that leg through that half guard, get to a full mount, straddling Kaysen's body, and now he rains blows. And at this point, Kaysen does not like it, and he's going to give Kerr his back. And the instant that he rolls to his belly, you'll see Kerr grapevine with his legs in the back. He'll grapevine both legs, and now he'll sink the rear naked choke right there. And the key now is for his chest pressure to come down, hold the arm steady. There's the hand tap by Kaysen. Great job by Mark Kerr.
So Mark Kerr gets his arms raised, something he's getting used to. He wins the heavyweight tournament final, not the elimination. And Kerr is now 2 for 2. 2 appearances in the octagon, 2 tournament victories. So Mark Kerr was just too big, too experienced, and too good for his opponent here. And he comes away so quickly with superb technique and superb power.
Well, without doubt, Kaysen wanted to use his wrestling skills to his advantage, and you're not going to do that against that kind of an individual with those kinds of skills, and more importantly, that size body. And his inexperience on the ground, when he went ahead and gave his back to Kerr, that ended the fight. And really, that came from the inexperience of taking blows in a half guard or a full mount, which Kerr eventually got to, and that's what led to Kaysen wanting to turn instead of continue to work, try to pass the guard, protect the head that way.
Kerr is standing by with our own Joe Rogan.
Guys, I'm here with the champion, Mark the Specimen Kerr. And who'd you like to thank before we get?
I really wish my girlfriend Dawn was here with me, and I need to thank Adidas and Kickskins for their support and help. None of this is possible without having people really embrace it and understand that it's an art. There's world-class athletes doing it, and this is what we do for a living.
Now, did you expect this tournament to go by so quick? You had 2 fights. First fight, I misquoted. It wasn't the fastest, the 3rd fastest in UFC history. And then the second fight, also a quick fight. Did you expect that?
No, I expected. Actually, I prepared for a longer fight. I prepared to fight Carlos Barreto in the finals. I really thought that he'd make it through the tournament, and he's notorious for going the full lengths of the bout. So I really had to concentrate on my cardiovascular conditioning to come in here prepared.
Now, I understand you're looking forward to fighting single fights from now on, no more tournaments.
Yeah, I'm done with the tournaments. I hope I'm done. Hopefully there being a title bout coming up soon. So
now, we've had no one so far that's given you any competition at all. Who are you looking for to challenge in the future? Who do you see as being a tough competition for Mark Kerr?
Well, it's all the champions now. I mean, Randy Couture, you have Maurice Smith. Vitor is still, even though he lost tonight, he's still a very talented competitor. And I think that there's a lot of names out there right now that I'd really like to fight, and it's just where I fit into the whole scheme of things.
Now, I know a lot of the world-class wrestlers don't like to compete or fight against other world-class wrestlers. Do you feel that way?
I feel that what we have to do to promote our sport is we have to fight other forms of martial art. Right now, it doesn't do us a whole bunch of good to fight each other because we know what we're going to do. It's like what we do against other martial arts is really what we're looking to kind of push wrestling into the forefront.
Now, if you think that wrestling eliminates all the other martial arts, would then you'd be interested in fighting other wrestlers?
If that's ever possible, yeah. But for right now, the way things are looking is that there's enough of other competitors out there that are at the level that can really promote this whole sport, and it's going to be great.
All right, Bruce and Jeff have a question for you. What is it?
Well, Mark Kerr, I wanted to ask Mark, Joe, if you could, the fact that is this form of fighting, the UFC, is it tailor-made for him? Is it something that he believes was made for him?
They want to know, is this form of fighting, Ultimate Fighting, is that tailor-made for you? Do you feel like this is a tailor-made form of fighting for you, for your style?
Yeah, I think it really, to say it's tailor-made is not correct because we have to tailor it ourselves. We have to go out there and we have to get the additional skills that are required to do it, but I think we have the basic foundation to be able to do no-holds-barred mixed martial arts competitions to do very well at it. And tonight is evident of that.
Now when you train, do you train to avoid submissions or use submissions, or do you train to like Mark Coleman style ground and pound? How do you look?
Actually what I've been concentrating on is trying to take and learn to avoid submissions, therefore I can try to understand them and try to implement them in the future into some of my competitions.
So you do train not just for wrestling, but use a lot of jiu-jitsu submission?
Absolutely. It's you know, my whole motto is if you don't evolve, you become extinct. And if I was just a wrestler, I wouldn't be that good at this. I'd be okay. But now that I've incorporated all the different disciplines, I really think that it pushes me to the forefront of being one of the better ones out there.
Well, you certainly are definitely one of the better ones, if not the best. Congratulations, you're a great champion. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much.